Welcome, curious minds, to another exploration. Today we're diving into something pretty unique, actually. It's one music fan's personal project called Green Starox's Album Quest.
Yes, I've heard about this.
Yeah. So imagine like a World Cup of music.
Okay.
But instead of teams, it's albums from his own pretty extensive collection going head to head.
Right.
The method is, well, deceptively simple.
Yeah.
He randomly groups 4 albums together, listens to them, like really listens repeatedly, ranks them 1 to 4.
Okay.
And then the bottom 2, they're just eliminated, gone. The top 2 move on. It's this relentless quest, all to find his personal best album of all time.
It's fascinating, isn't it? Applying such a systematic, almost rigid method to something that's usually so subjective, like musical taste.
Exactly.
It immediately makes you think, well, how do you compare albums that are just worlds apart? Maybe some heavy metal versus, I don't know, Celtic folk.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to admit, this kind of framework, it definitely forces a really critical, attentive listen. You can't just skim.
No, absolutely. And today, our focus is on a specific point in this journey, episode 16, which he actually titled Enter the Irons.
Okay. Maiden territory.
Precisely. So this is group 16.
Yeah.
And it brings together Iron Maiden's Brave New World.
Right.
Another Maiden classic, Peace of Mind.
Okay, double Maiden. Interesting.
Michael Jackson's history, but specifically disc 2.
The hits collection part, right.
And Clannad's Ultimate Collection.
Yeah.
So quite a mix. What jumps out at you first about this lineup?
Well, like you said, the 2 Maiden albums right there, that immediately signals a potential internal battle, as Green Starox himself pointed out. It's a genuinely tough group.
Yeah.
And not just because the genres are different, but, the sheer quality across all 4, you're talking about real artistic peaks colliding here.
Absolutely. And, well, in this particular fight, Brave New World apparently came out on top pretty clearly. Won by some margin, is the quote.
Okay.
Described as a quality metal album, kicks off super strong with The Wicker Man, got that epic Dream of Mirrors on there too.
Yeah.
What's kind of interesting about it winning, thinking bigger picture, is how a band's comeback album, full of fresh energy, strong themes, how that can still feel so compelling years later.
Yeah, absolutely. It sort of challenges that idea that only the early stuff can be truly classic.
Right.
And Brave New World, it's got all those Maiden hallmarks, hasn't it? The dual guitars, the complex songs. It clearly still hits hard for listeners paying close attention. It's more than just a good record. It's them kind of reasserting themselves, showing that consistent quality.
But, okay, here's where it gets really interesting. The fight for that second spot advancing, apparently it was a total nail-biter.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he says there was really nothing separating the other 3. In the end, Peace of Mind just, and I quote, sneaks it over Michael Jackson.
Wow, close.
And the reason, purely because its midsection is awesome.
Yeah.
Tracks like Icarus, Die With Your Boots On, The Trooper, Still Life, that run.
Right. And that really highlights something important in this kind of challenge, doesn't it? Repeated listening. It often rewards album flow and that sustained quality, maybe more than just individual big hits. It's about the whole journey the album takes you on. And for Peace of Mind, sounds like that consistent power in the middle really made the difference.
Yeah, seems like it. So Michael Jackson's History Disc 2, even with massive tracks like Earth Song and Stranger in Moscow, it just missed out. And Clannad's Ultimate Collection, full of these wondrous songs, as he puts it, just unfortunate to go out so early. He acknowledged it was a tough group.
Yeah, you can see why.
And maybe, even with History's big production and themes, perhaps that compilation feel, that slight lack of maybe cohesive flow compared to concept albums like Maiden's, maybe that put it at a slight disadvantage in this specific head-to-head comparison.
Yeah, that's a fair point. It just shows how this kind of methodical process forces really difficult choices, even between albums you might really love. It's quite unforgiving.
So when you look at this whole album quest thing, it's not just about finding one single winner at the very end, is it?
Yeah, I don't think so.
It feels more like it's about personal rediscovery, really appreciating the music you have, and maybe forcing yourself to listen in a new way, a more critical way, perhaps.
Exactly. That's the key takeaway for me. This kind of framework, it pushes you beyond just casual listening. It makes you actively engage, apply what you know about music, structure, performance, all in this unique, evaluative way. It's like an intellectual workout for your ears. It prompts you to really think about why certain albums connect more deeply or hold up better over time.
Yeah, definitely. So final thought maybe for everyone listening. If you were to do your own album quest, what albums would you put head to head? And I guess, what rules would you use to try and find your best of all time? Something to think about next time you put on a record.